here's a question asked in a poll, and I guess for good reason. Do Americans think President Trump is a racist? The Associated Press and the University of Chicago took the poll and they asked that question. 57% of all Americans said yes. That's of all Americans. Nearly 6 in 10 Americans think the president is a racist. Look what happens when you break that down by race. 47% of whites, nearly half of whites, think the president is a racist. 84% of African Americans think the president is a racist. 3/4 of Hispanics believe the president is a racist. It is just a stunning, every day we talk about things we never thought we would ever talk about. But if you are, I would hope if you are the President of the United States and you see those numbers, you would spend a little quiet time, put the phone down and not tweet, and think about why is it that nearly 6 in 10 citizens of my country think I'm a racist?
You know, I see two things happening in the electoral climate, gender gap, and Democrats are also heartened by this idea that when in their polling, one of the main problems that people are raising about President Trump and the Republican Party is intolerance. There is a sense in the country of the party and the president being intolerant. It's being clearly reflected in polls, and it's going to play a big role in this midterm election.
Even 21% of Republicans say the president is a racist. And to your point, think about that. African Americans, Latino Americans don't like this president. And then look at the poll we released earlier this week. President's approval rating among women. Only 32% of women approve, 63% disapprove. Younger voters, 18 to 34, only 26% approve of the president's performance, 67% disapprove. And just do the math, the demographic math for this president, but also the Republican Party long term.
Right.
That is so devastating.
It is, and I'm sure Republican leaders are looking at polls like this and really sweating the midterm elections, frankly, because right now Democrats are energized. They really want to vote, and then you're looking at the president. We'll see how much the president is out on the campaign trail. That will also be a reflection in going into August, those later months. See who wants to stand next to this person who the majority of the country thinks is a racist.
The cautionary tale here is that the last campaign was fought on this battleground. It was fought on the question of temperament and intolerance. It didn't quite get them there. So the question is this enough for Democrats to really overcome Trump's personality, the force of it?
That's why I said at the beginning, you would think the president would take some quiet time and think about this, but you're right, because what he would say normally when these questions come up is, as we've heard before, I'm president, you're not. He has won.